Welcome to Arrows Basketball, live on the Ashland City Schools YouTube page. It's the Arrows and the Quakers in what could be a historic night at Arrow Arena. Brandon Wells alongside Dave Swartz here up in the perch. Chris Mowry will join us at some point, God willing, when he gets down 71. And hopefully he's taking good caution as he gets himself back from assignment. Dave, the Arrows have an opportunity to win their first OCC ever, and really their first conference championship in more than 30 years. Don't forget, everybody, we are on the Arrows Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Sarver Paving and our friends at Hedstrom Entertainment, bringing you unplugged fun for more than 100 years. Dave, we both coached in this program. What would it mean for the Arrows to win their first conference title in 30 years?
You know, so much for these girls out here and for the program as a whole to get that turnaround and, you know, build and keep building on that. I mean, it's been put out there. They don't want to just win the OCC. They want to now start to get this program where it's been in the past.
Well, it is just about a packed house, and I have never seen so many people in here for a girls' basketball game, and it is just exciting that the community has decided to come out, and we know how important it is and how excited all of these girls are going to be.
Yeah, great to see the community rally around this team right now. You know, it's been put out there on social media all week. Hey, come support our girls, come support our girls, and it is so great to see this many people here.
The Arrows coming in undefeated in the OCC, 13-3 overall, 9-0 in the Ohio Cardinal Conference. New Philly on the other side, Dave, 11-6, 7-3, and this is the one. The Arrows can win this one. They will clinch the OCC. The conference standings and those records brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing solutions for your insurance, benefits, and wealth management needs since 1869. How about that? Offices in Ashland and Worcester. The Arrows sitting atop the OCC at a perfect 9-0. New Philly 7-3. Madison 6-4. Lex 5-4. West Holmes 5-5. So those top five teams pretty tough. And then Senior and Worcester struggling. But some folks have said, hey, the OCC's down. I don't think it's that down. I think the top five teams are really good.
I would agree with that statement, Brandon. You know, I've been in every one of these games so far this year. These teams that we're playing against, nobody's a pushover. Nobody's a chump. You know, we're fighting hard for every win we've got.
The countdown to tip-off pregame show presented by Ashland Eye Care. Proud Arrow alum, Dr. Dan Denbo, your hometown vision leader. He'll handle all your vision needs over at Ashland Eye Care. I'm due to get in there quickly and soon, and glad to have them on board as a sponsor. Hey, no Whitcomb and Hess pregame guests, but our friends at Whitcomb and Hess often have somebody up here for us, but we thought about having the superintendent, but not today.
And we were hoping it was going to be Chris Mowry.
Well, he will be the second quarter or halftime adjacent guest. We'll have him at some point. Glad to have him coming on. Our friends at Whitcomb and Hess, always glad to have a guest. They have your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs that'll help you grow your business and investments. We'll take a break and be back right after this here on the Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Back here at Arrow Arena, the countdown to tip-off pregame show presented by Ashland Eye Care. And right there, the last time the Arrows won the OCC, it wasn't the OCC.
It's the OHC.
It was the OHC, Dave. You're right. That is former head coach Dan McFadden and assistant Rick Hurst. Those gentlemen there in the middle, if I had a telestrator, right? They're sitting behind the young ladies there in the hat. They were the head coach and assistant coach back in 1995, which would have been my senior year of high school.
Yeah, that was the year I was not attending high school. The first year I was not attending it.
All right.
So.
All right. Well, anyway, David, what I will say is let's take a look at what our Sarver paving keys to the game are, because really the Arrows have their work cut out for them. Sarver paving serving North Central Ohio for more than 75 years.
Yeah. Key to the game for the Arrows tonight is to handle the pressure. And I'm not talking right now about the pressure that New Philly's going to put on us with a press. I'm talking about the pressure that they're going to feel from the crowd, because they have definitely never played in a game that had this much impact as well as this much crowd support. So they got to be able to perform tonight.
Coach Renee Holden, her 5th season, has these Arrows playing well. 9 straight wins for Ashland. The only losses this season, Norwalk, a tough one, and they're in our sectional. Wadsworth and Willard, 3 really good historic women's girls basketball programs.
Yeah, really good programs there, you know, and as a former coach, when you set up your out-of-conference schedule, those are the games you really want to set up. Win or lose, you want those tough teams that get you ready for your conference and the playoffs.
Take a look at our player profile, brought to you by the law offices of Andrew Bush, your hometown law office. And we've got Lainey McNamara. You know, almost every one of these young ladies and young guys will say one of their best hoops memories, locker room,
yep.
You know, the bus, you know, dinners, those kinds of things. Rarely ever do they say something that happened on the floor.
Yeah. You know, the thing, though, you asked me the last couple of times, what stands out? What stands out here? Her pro team. Browns and Steelers. How can that even be allowed?
I don't
How
understand.
How do you allow that even in your own headspace?
Laney, I don't understand it. A video game, none. Go outside.
Yeah. I'm all right with that.
I'm all right with that, too. That's kind of old school, right?
Yeah.
That's old school. Yeah, well, our player profile brought to you by Ashland's hometown law offices. Right here in Ashland, the Andrew Bush Law Office, for all of your legal needs. Whatever you need, they'll take care of you. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this.
Where great prices meet an even better selection, we're driving home the best experience you've ever had. With Chevrolet, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, find the ride that defines you. And our huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks is why you should check Bill Harris first. 3 brands, 3 convenient locations, 1 unforgettable Bill Harris experience. Dive into great prices, explore a better selection, and enjoy the best buying experience with us today. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust. BillHarrisDealerships.com.
Bo Lacey Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics. Experience you can done right on time. From siding to windows, decks, and bathrooms, Bo Lacey also is your go-to company for all your roofing needs. Whether it's your house or your business, we've got you covered. And don't forget to check out the new Hover 3D app so you can see what every exterior home project will look like.
Back here at Arrow Arena, and the pregame show brought to you by Ashland Eye Care. Hey, let's take a look at the Sarver Paving student section, and they are rocking and rolling down there. All orange, it kind of appears, is the theme, I think.
Yeah, orange, maybe a little black mixed in there.
Well, that's our colors, Dave.
Well, I was fully aware of that, Brandon. But usually when the student section gets together, they try to unify that one color.
I think
so a couple people just didn't get the memo down there.
Well, that's
all right.
That does happen every now and then. Student section brought to you by Sarver Paving, serving North Central Ohio for more than 75 years. I will tell you what, it is exciting to watch this crowd roll in. Everybody's pumped up. The band is rocking and rolling. We'll have them at halftime, brought to you by Bill Harris, but they are always a wonderful addition to our games. And it's so great that they're coming to some of the girls' games and splitting their time now.
Yeah, for sure. I love seeing the jazz band here. It's one of the things that we do not get too often. So seeing them there, that's great.
Dave, let's talk about our key to the game that we talked about earlier, handling the pressure here tonight. What do you expect the Arrows to do coming out right away?
They're going to come out right away. I don't expect to see a lot of pressure from the Arrows because that's not how we've been playing all year. But a lot of man and a lot of zone. We saw a lot of zone earlier in the season from the Arrows, and they've been pushing some man here as of late. And I really think that I was down at the New Philly game, and New Philly's got some good outside shooters, so I would expect to see them maybe hit a little bit more man tonight. But, I don't know what Coach Renee's got in store for them.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for today's game for the Arrows. Brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company. Grace Tobias and CeCe Sturry in the backcourt. Kennedy Lacey and Lauren Green in the forecourt, and Cam Cox holding it down, and she can take care of business out there. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Selection. We're driving home the best experience you've ever had. With Chevrolet, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, find the ride that defines you. And our huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks is why you should check Bill Harris first. 3 brands, 3 convenient locations, 1 unforgettable Bill Harris experience. Dive into great prices, explore a better selection, and enjoy the best buying experience with us today. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust. BillHarrisDealerships.com.
Back here at Arrow Arena, there's your starting lineup we were talking about right before we went to break. Dave, the Arrows in New Philly, this is a rivalry that's sort of developed. Don't forget about the official watch party location, South Street Grill over there on South Street. Where else would it be, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can carry all of our Arrows basketball and football and now baseball coming up in the spring. South Street Grill, your official watch party location for Arrow Athletics. Boy, they have some fantastic food down there. Happy they have jumped on as a sponsor. It's almost basketball time here at Arrow Arena.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you haven't been hawking something from them to try to get them to deliver some DoorDash to you up here.
Well, that's a good idea.
Usually you're trying to get the Yeti Goldberry cup.
Well,
I'm surprised you don't have something in there for that.
Maybe next time. You're right. That brings us to our next sponsored element. Thanks so much for that segue. That's what we call it in business.
There for you.
A segue. Right. You're right. Goldberry Roasting Company brings us our injury report and all your look. I was at Goldberry earlier today. I was there yesterday. I've been there about every day, but I will tell you, the injury report, Ashland's locally owned and award-winning coffee shop, Goldberry Roasting. Dave, no injuries right now that we can speak of, and it is something we dealt with earlier in the season.
Yeah, earlier in the season we had a few players out, but everybody back and to the most part fully healthy right now. I know we actually had a couple girls on maybe feeling a little sick earlier this week, but to what I can see down here on the floor, everybody looks good and ready to go.
Over for the New Philly side, they'll go with Aubrey Wells, a 5'9" freshman guard, Michaela Plants, 5'7" senior forward, Ellie Mason, 5'9" senior wing, Cecilia Espenshine, 5'5" senior point guard, and then Ava Reason, the senior 5'11" post player, rounds out the starting lineup for the New Philly Quakers, coached by Kevin Cornell in his 7th season. Division II Coach of the Year back in 2019, 103 wins to 54 losses. He's had quite a run with this New Philly squad. Well, we'll see what they come out with here today in his 7th season. They're 11-6. These teams faced each other December 28th, a 57-50 loss for the Quakers. The Arrows came out with a win. New Philly has lost 4 of their 6 losses are on the road, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, they're struggling a little bit on the road, but, they're always going to come in and play tough. And like we said, they're right behind us in the standings here. They're going to really work hard tonight.
It's almost time for the national anthem, which will be brought to you by Chandler Systems, our good friends at Chandler Systems. Thanks for jumping in this year. Locally owned and operated right here in Ashland for more than 40 years. Chandler Systems brings you the Arrows basketball national anthem. And that'll be the Arrows Jazz Band coming up, led by Zane Alaman. The Arrows and Quakers will get it underway. We'll pause for the national anthem.
Servicemen and women with the play of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
It's the Arrows and the Quakers. The Arrows with an opportunity to win the OCC for the first time in Ashland High School history. First conference championship in 30 years on the line tonight. The Arrows can clinch it 9-0. A 2.5 game lead right now on the Quakers. And Dave, they lost unexpectedly on Monday to West Holmes.
Yeah, I saw that. I was kind of surprised about that one. I mean, West Holmes, again, no slouch in the OCC, but you know that they're down a little bit this year and kind of expected New Philly to win that game. That's actually a help for the Arrows.
Time for our Sarver Pave the Way forward. Look at the JV basketball game here. A big win for the Arrows, 32-30. Bailey Hartman led the way with 10, and Olivia Swartz.
Thank you, sir.
With 6 points. At Sarver Paving's paved the way forward for continued Arrows success. Always good to try to get some wins stacked even at the lower levels.
Yeah, most definitely. And, you know, hopefully that intensity and the excitement from that win carries over to the girls here playing on the varsity level and can, you know, get the win here for them.
Well, our thanks to everybody over there. Don't forget, you can catch all the action at South Street Grill all season long for the boys and girls basketball teams. And in the spring, baseball season coming around, we'll have a preview show hopefully over there out on the patio if the weather holds. We'll see. You never know in Ohio in March.
There you go. You know, I'll be tuning into that one for you guys.
Well, thanks to Ashland Eye Care for presenting our countdown to tip-off pregame show. It's almost time for tip-off here at Arrow Arena.
You know, and here's something that these girls have not experienced is the boys, they run through this tunnel of fans, student section all the time. These girls haven't gotten that opportunity
It's
yet.
pretty awesome to watch. You're right. They get to do it, and it is fantastic. These young ladies have worked so hard the last 2 seasons to just get it to the point where now, hey, we're the big dog. 13-3, 9-0 in the conference. There is some expectation here tonight, right? And you want to get off to a good start.
Most definitely. The Arrows want to jump out and put their foot on the gas right off the bat when this game gets going. And I know that's what Coach Holtz talked to them about in the locker room. Had to be, in my opinion. And knowing her from when she played at the high school level, that's what her team's tried to do all the time.
And you can see it is a packed house here at Arrow Arena. Thanks to Simonson Construction for sponsoring our scoreboard all season long, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for more than 50 years. And Arrow's starting lineup being introduced here. And it is just exciting to see so many folks here to root on. These lovely ladies who have worked their tails off to get to where we are. Tip-off and team colors brought to you by our friends at Linway Restaurant. Serving Ashland for what feels like a long, long time, Dave. But 1951, even Big Daddy was around then. Linway Restaurant, quality food and fine service since 1951. The Arrows in white. And on the other side, New Philly coming out in the black with red and white trim. Officials for tonight's game. We do have those guys as well. Always glad to have our officials if I can find it. I can't. No, Ben Gunn, Steve Hayhurst, and Jeff Allison. Brought to you by Valley Transportation at the forefront of the steel and aluminum hauling industry since 1973. You ready for this, Dave?
Here we go.
And we're underway at Arrow Arena. The OCC championship on the line. New Philly starts out in what looks like a zone look.
A 1-2-2 it looks like.
Try to work it inside, and the Arrows turn it over. First quarter brought to you by Comfort Control, providing the best comfort for residential and commercial customers for more than 40 years. Comfort Control. Nice defense there by Kennedy Lacey, and the Arrows come up with the steal. Here we go. Off and running. To Green, great look by Sturry, up and in, and a foul! Oh, we'll go to the Sarver Paving replay. Great look by CC.
Yeah, good look, good pass, and Cam Cox kind of clearing the way out a little bit there too, holding those players from getting into her.
Lauren Green goes to the line to try to make it a three-point play. Rattles around and can't get it to fall from the Connery Manufacturing free throw line. Free throws all season long brought to you by Connery Manufacturing for all your pump system needs right here in Ashland, Ohio. And a good steal by Cam Cox, and the Arrows back at it. 1 minute gone by here at Arrow Arena. Arrows some tough spacing on the offensive side in the first couple possessions. And Kennedy Lacey forces what I thought was going to be a turnover. And I think that might have been missed.
Yeah, I think so too. Looked pretty good. I don't know. He's got to say that must have hit Kennedy somehow there.
Arrows start out in that zone. 1-2-2 look right here. Baseline runner. And a great block by Kennedy. Aubrey Wells has that one knocked away. There it is on the Sarver paving replay. Great job by Lacey.
Great hands. She's got great hands.
The Arrows come up with a turnover. Minute and change gone by. Tobias lost control of it. Good on-ball pressure right there from Aubrey Wells. And Tobias going to get called for the foul going after it.
Maybe a little frustration there. You get the ball stripped. You're trying a little too hard to make up for what happened.
Grace Tobias comes in averaging about 5 points per game. Stepped into that starting lineup early on and has not relinquished it. Madison Hoffman will usually be the first one off the bench for the Arrows. And she has been spectacular off the bench. 8 points per game, shooting the three ball really well. Talked with Coach Holt a little bit about that and trying to get somebody to understand, hey, you're still going to play a lot of the minutes. You're just not going to be in the starting lineup. And Madison Hoffman has bought in and really been a great asset off the bench.
Yeah, and sometimes, you worry sometimes when you take that kid out of the starting lineup, but she has taken that role of coming off the bench and just ran with it. Maybe that takes a little pressure off of her sometimes, makes her a little bit ease into the game and love it.
Brandon Wells, Dave Swartz up here in the Priest Dental broadcast booth, soon to be joined by Chris Mowry, probably doing about 100 miles an hour down 71. I hope not. Green drives, kicks it back outside. Good reversal. Sturry three, no good. And New Philly comes away with a 2-0. Couple minutes in, and nobody able to get really on track offensively yet.
Yeah, can't get buckets to fall here. New Philly just struggling to get anything going. They just keep turning the ball over.
Ava Reeson out of the corner to Wells. Her three's up and blocked partially. Reeson throws it up and in, and we're all square. I think that ball got tipped.
Yeah, got tipped, so then kind of put us out of position for a rebound.
Tobias three, rattles around, no good. Green comes up with a loose ball. Oh, nice look inside to Cam. Cam rips it away, and we've got a foul. Aubrey Wells picks up the foul. We are no relation.
That's fine. I talked to this gentleman called the foul here. That's the one he told me he'd give me when I held the door for him. He got a chuckle out of that one as I was walking in. He's coming in. I said, well, I held the door for you. That should give us one call, right?
Well done. You got us one.
I got us the one.
And there it is. Maddie Hoffman checks in. The Sid Sud substitution for all your power washing needs. Superheated power washing. That's almost that time of year. Hoffman three. Yes, ma'am. Maddie Hoffman gets the Arrows out to a 5-2 lead. With the Sid Sud sub, comes right in and drains a BB&C Car Care three.
Yeah, she comes in, nope, doesn't lose a beat, catches and fires.
Don't walk, keep your car running smoothly with regular oil changes and light automotive needs. BB&C Car Care over on Claremont and East Main. A pull-up jumper, no good, and Lacey grabs the board. Michaela Plants tried to drive and score. Lacey all the way to the basket, can't get it to fall, and here comes New Philly off and running. And good job by Lacey to knock that one away from Ellie Mason, who tracks it back down. Oh, good steal right there by Sturry.
Active hands by the Arrows tonight, causing a lot of turnovers.
Hoffman's feeling it. High arcing three! court pressure from the Arrows. Good ball movement by the Quakers. Up on the left, Ellie Mason.
And good defense there not to foul her as she's going up for an easy one.
More than halfway gone in the first quarter. Intense start to the game. Hoffman drives. Rose throws it up. Oh, can't get it to fall. Nice little runner from Maddie.
Yeah, she was open a couple times in the corner. We just couldn't get her to the ball on a smooth pass.
Good D by Green. Knocks it away from Reese, and she
foul.
pushes her down. Lauren Green with a nice defensive play.
But I tell you, the Arrows have stepped up to this pressure tonight. Just active hands, you know, really playing to the crowd here. I think they're feeding off some of this energy.
Lauren Green and CC Sturry check out. Tobias back in, along with Josie Van Tilburg. Her first appearance here tonight off the Sid Sud substitution. Arrow Nation has shown up big time here at Arrow Arena. New Philly still in that high 1-2-2. And errant pass. Got to get a ball reversal on that one. Here comes Espenscheid. New Philly trying to be patient. Nice cut there by Espenscheid, but throws it away. Hoffman has some numbers. Off and running. It's 3-on-2. Throws it up. No good, but she's fouled. And Madison Hoffman will go to the line to shoot two.
Good hustle play there. And again, it's the active hands of the Arrows getting in, you know, in those passing lanes.
Rattles around and gets it to fall. The County Manufacturing free throw line.
That's 2 early fouls on Ellie Mason, too. And, you know, she's their leading scorer.
She takes the seat.
Yeah.
Mason averaging just under 13 points per game and under 7 rebounds. Hoffman hits them both. Maddie's got 8 of the Arrows' 10 off the bench.
Again, no pressure when you're coming off the bench.
Double team, good D by the Arrows. New Philly broke it, throws it away. Green taking it to the basket. Little Euro step, no call, a lot of contact. Grabbed by Lacey, up and in.
You gotta expect there was some contact, that there was gonna be a call there.
Full court pressure coming off the made basket. Quakers break it down court. Might have got away with a travel right there, but throws it up and in, does Aubrey Wells. Tobias. The Arrows being patient. Into Green, now to Tobias. Open three from the wing. Oh, good, a little too strong, and Lauren Green tracks it down. Arrows active on the boards.
Yeah, good inside-out game by the Arrows there.
Van Tilburg, yes, ma'am! Arrows with 11 of their 15 off the bench, and that is a massive collision underneath. Oh boy, take a look at this. Lacey went up and looks like she's okay, and everybody's okay, but that was a serious collision on the Sarver Paving replay. Kennedy's gonna take a seat real briefly with 1:41 to go, I think, here in the fourth. Cam has to check in, remember? She got a little excited. Lady McNamara comes in for the first time tonight, the senior guard. CC Sturry back in as well. Good D by Cox inside. 3 ball. Espenscheid. No good. Good box out by Laney McNamara. Oh, you got to love that hustle right there. Smallest player on a court with the biggest heart.
Yep.
Puts the body on the offensive player, and the Arrows get the rebound. 1:33 to go here in the first quarter. If you saw the camera just get jerked around, that's courtesy of our good friend Chris Malrit. Thank you so much. He's got to cool off after driving so fast, down 71. Dave so graciously moving over. And the first free throw by McNamara up, no good. kind of want to get this entry on, you know. Look, here we go. Look at this. Dave Schwartz stepping back. Here comes Chris Mowry. That's teamwork, gentlemen. Second free throw by McNamara, up and in. And the Arrows up 16-6. 1:30 to go in the first quarter. And a whistle. Good defense by the Arrows and a tie-up. Dave Schwartz, Chris Mowry, Brandon Wells here in the Priest Dental broadcast booth.
Guys, I drove down King Road. I don't think there's anything else going on today at the high school. This is packed like a tournament game.
I love it.
Like, there is so many people here from the community. It is absolutely fantastic. There's nowhere to park.
Chris, you hustled back from Germany, from another continent, to get back here for this.
I was in Bavaria this morning.
Did you have some pretzels?
I had a lot of good food, let's say it that
All
way.
right. I like it. Well, glad to have you back, partner. The
Arrows up by 10 here early in the first, man. This is, scripted perfectly so far.
Off to a good start. A minute to go here in the first quarter, and it's a packed house, Chris. You come in here, and Dave and I just kept seeing people filter in, and you can see the girls' eyes getting big and getting excited, and they're giving them a show so far.
Yeah, I love it here tonight.
Well, I got to give Dave Schwartz some thank yous for holding the fort down while I was abroad.
We had a good win on Tuesday for the guys.
Glad to help you out, Schmowry.
Thank you.
Well played. Well played. Into Green, up no good. New Philly with the rebound, off and running. No numbers for the Quakers, and they throw it away. Really?
Madison Hoffman having quite a day so far, huh?
I think the Arrows must have tipped that, but the Quakers thought that was Arrows basketball, and I thought it was as well. Yeah. Madison Hoffman comes off the bench with 8. Josie Van Tilburg hit a 3. Lainey McNamara's got a free throw.
Love it.
12 of our 16 off the bench. Just how you drew it up.
They say you can win a lot of games when that's the case.
Good ball reversal here. You got to go one more all the way. Now they get it to Van Tilburg. Her 3 up, no good, but a good look. Pulled down by Wells, and a whistle and a foul on Cece. That's her first.
Yeah, Cece reaching down there, got the rebound, tried to get the rebound and get a little handsy there that I like to call it, and picked up that cheapie there under the goal.
Arrows have had active hands all game here, so I'm not surprised to see that.
That's okay. I like to play aggressive.
Yep.
Little full court pressure for the Arrows, and it's given the Quakers some fits. They haven't been able to get into any of their offensive sets. And here comes the Quakers. Outside to Wells. Arrows still in that 1-2-2 zone. Hands up, being active, like you said. Out to Wells. 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Good defense from the Arrows. No fouls, and they foul. Well, you got to stop the clock. There we go, 0.5 of a second. And Espenscheid drives to the basket and draws the foul.
On the mean streets of Cuyahoga Falls, that looked like a pig shot. Like you threw it from behind the head.
Yeah, that's
just looking for a prayer there, and picks up the foul, does Espenscheid. Goes to the stripe, gets the first counter manufacturing stripe toss to go. 16-7, second with no good. Van Tilburg pulls down that rebound, and we're at the finale of the first quarter, presented by Comfort Control. Arrows 16 and New Philly 7. We'll be right back right after this.
And is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way, from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patty burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Good look at the Sarver Painting student section down there. BW, look, we've got some orange. We got some orange hats.
Yeah.
We've got some miscolored orange. We got hunting vests. We know that didn't get handed off by you to these guys to wear. And undoubtedly, guys, undefeated, we got a pink and a white and pink shirt down there. The memo was not received by all members of the high school.
Well, our state-level girls golf team down there in the front row holding down the fort. Arrows started the second tier, guys, and Chris, that first quarter was just great. Actually, I don't know if she left her feet there or not, but Arrows get the benefit of the call. We'll take it.
You know what? I'm never going to say that wasn't a good call. That was a great call by our guys there, presented by Valley Transportation, the officials all season long. And a turnover gives it back to the Arrows, and Madison Hoffman, who's been hot all day so far through quarter one, running point guard here while CeCe Sturry's out of the contest.
Arrows have been just unselfish so far, and that's a double dribble. Yep, the Arrows have been really unselfish. If a couple of turnovers, they've been a little excited. I think, we kind of expected them coming out that they might be a little bit excited with this crowd and the expectations that are upon them tonight, trying to win their first OCC championship ever and their first conference title since 1995. Which was the Ohio Heartland Conference.
It's one thing to say pressure when you're this age, right? You have to deal with it and play with it. But then when you get a little older and a little bit more mature, the patented phrase, which is absolutely factual, is pressure is a privilege. And if you have the privilege to play with pressure, it means you're playing in a big contest, a big game. And this is exactly what these Lady Arrows are doing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And I guess you have to keep them loose. If you're the coach in the pregame, before you just want to keep them loose in a game like this, in an atmosphere like this, and say, hey, let's go out and do our thing. Let's have fun.
3-ball, Hoffman, side pocket. Book that, baby! That's your third one of the day. She's got 11.
Maddie Hoffman is just lighting it up so far with 11 of the Arrows' 19.
Well, if she keeps this up, she's going to be putting an offer on Applebee's location here in Ashland to purchase that baby.
If only we had those gift cards on Tuesday.
They came back from Bavaria. No worries. They're in the bag.
There was no Applebee's in Germany.
We wouldn't have went there. Trust me.
Did you have some schnitzel?
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön. You know what that means.
So does Wayne Newton.
Yeah, he does. No schnitzel. I did have some souffle, which is pork shoulder, Dave. And then I had this softball-looking white thing that was a dumpling. Wasn't my favorite, but I did put it down the throat.
Okay.
Swing pass over to Hoffman. Great job, handsy play. Going to go off the glass, but doesn't get it to go. Arrows, great job of fighting for the ball, Dave. They're still trying to get a rebound here, 50-50 balls.
Arrows are fighting for every rebound. I love to see it.
You know what I love to see is the packed house
nice
here.
Look.
Brandon, I heard you say it when I was in the car. You've never seen a ladies' game here in Arrow Arena with this many in attendance. I haven't either. This is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it's great, Chris. We've been just so excited, and you see the fans out here, and it is a packed house. It is well-deserved, and I hope this continues as we go through the rest of the season and folks continue to support this girls' squad. Now, on that play right there, let's take a look at the Sarver Paving replay, Chris. Cam's there, but she's got to fall down. She's there. She actually moved in and took a half step in. Dave, she's got to fall down.
Yeah, she's got to take it and then go down. The other thing, too, she's still sliding a bit as she gets hit.
Yep.
So that's why you're going to give that to the offensive player.
Every time.
She was well outside the circle area there, the low circle. If she would have went down, like you guys say, stand your ground, go down and pick up that charge call and watch the fans go nuts here inside our arena for charge calls.
Oh, for sure. I know Brandon's taken a lot over his time, but I can honestly say I don't think I ever took one in my entire life.
Look, that was the best thing I could do is play defense, distribute the basketball to my teammates that refuse to show up to get on the air because they know I'll embarrass them, and take charges.
Ellie Mason at the stripe there, doesn't get him to go, but New Philly does pull down that rebound. Nice job by Lauren Green getting handsy, and here's Madison Hoffman, picks that loose ball up, and she's hustling down. She's going to the goal. Yeah!
No.
They call it charge.
No, it's not going to count.
Count the basket.
That's the right call here, guys. And this is where Maddie's got to have a little bit. I mean, she's feeling it, right? Yep. She's feeling it, but you got to have a better understanding. That's the right call. I know Arrow Nation didn't like it, but guys, that's the right call. You got 1-on-3 basically there. You got to pull that back out.
Only thing I wish is they would have counted the basket, but that wouldn't have worked anyways. That would have been the wrong call. Good job by the officials getting the call right. 19-7. There remains the score. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the Sprang-Smith second quarter. Another steal by the Arrows.
Great hands by Maddie right there just to knock it away. That could have been a reach. I thought this game's getting a little rough.
Backyard ball right here. Cameron Cox, great job at manning her position.
Much better on
Here's
that time.
a triple by Wells. Doesn't catch anything. That ball back tapped that she is on the line. It'll be Arrow basketball. A couple substitutions. Lainey McNamara checks in, as does CC Sturry. Hoffman and Tobias take a seat.
I don't think Coach Cornell is liking what he's seeing from the officials. He was just kind of working the officials like you do. In his 7th season, Division II Coach of the Year back in 2019.
High honor there.
Yeah, that's no joke.
CC's entry pass just a little wide there down on the block for Lauren Green.
Yeah, got to be a little more patient. Got to get a little less separation. Get closer to your defender so you can make a little wraparound pass.
Mamba Gardner. Hello to Aunt Katie.
Kennedy got away with a foul.
No, they're going to say it's Arrow ball on the turnover. Wow.
Yeah, I'm saying she got away with a foul.
I was trying to cut you off, my friend, being nice.
She got away with it right there.
It's a good try, Mallory.
Yeah, I know. Arrows basketball, 19-7, 5 minutes on the clock here in the second quarter. Arrows have only scored a bucket here, 3 points here in the second. New Philly still scoreless here in the second quarter. Mamba got the rock. She's going to let that one go. No good, and didn't follow that shot.
Yeah, Chris, she's only taken a couple shots. So far, they haven't needed her offensively right now, but she's still making a difference defensively and on the boards.
Well, if that can be the case and you're going to have a 12-point lead, you got to like your chances where you stand if the Mamba hadn't got going yet.
That was great defense right there by Cece. She's so active now. She's going to get called for the foul there. That's a foul. You got her on the arm. That's her second. But I love how active she's being. I love her energy out there on the on-ball defense.
Yeah, for sure. Active hands by all the Arrows tonight. Cece a couple times, maybe a little too active, but, not going to complain about it.
Right.
Baseline out of bounds. Espenshade's going to trigger it in here for New Philly, and they got a wide open look, but no, puts it on the deck, goes to the rack.
Oh!
Lainey McNamara catches the foul. I don't know, guys. What do you think about that one?
I'm going all ball.
Yeah, me
all
too.
Ball.
It looked pretty good from the naked eye.
He's got a better view than we do, gentlemen.
I don't think so.
Wells says he tries to turn a new leaf. Let this game get close at some point, and you'll see the true BW come out. Foul shots courtesy of Aubrey Wells.
Reborn.
Yes,
I have been,
You got me over here egging you on now, so now it's over.
I'm a new man.
Yes, sir. Wells second up. No good, and Cameron Cox pulls down that rebound. Arrows want to run. 2-on-2. Green. Stolen out of bounds.
Good hustle by Aubrey Wells. I think it was Aubrey Wells right there tracking it down. That was a nice play. Lauren Green, that's where offensively, if you're one of the girls trailing, you got to be calling trailer, so that you know somebody's coming. Hey, we'll take a quick break here at the timeout and be right back.
The official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland. Steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
There you get a look at the Ashland High School ladies basketball team. Coach Renee Holt and staff talking to her squad. And I'm sure, guys, at some point the message is going to be, okay, let's take a deep breath. We know we're here. We got a 12-point lead. Let's play within ourselves. And let's not let the pressure of the moment get ahead of us.
Yeah, the second quarter we haven't played nearly as well, obviously. New Philly's made an adjustment. Good hustle. We're still playing with the same energy and intensity, just a little bit too frantic.
Mamba goes up, and that one's back tapped out of there. Oh, what an entry pass by Green to Cox. Yeah! Arrows 21-7.
Great steal by Cam Cox down low, and an even better pass.
For sure. The right angle for that pass, too, because a lot of times we try to make that entry pass a little off.
Oh, and Cam with a poor lead. Yeah, that's a poor decision down there. She knew it. She knew it as soon as she did it, and that's going to be her second. So now you got CC with 2, and you got Cam with 2. Something to keep an eye on. And Lauren Green with 2, guys. So you're up 21-7, but also on the other side, they've got a little bit of fouls going on as well.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a barnyard game, as we said. But look, the reality is we got 5 fouls, team fouls in the second. New Philly's got none. So they may be in some foul trouble, but the reality is the scoreboard says 5-0 here so far. So we'll see how these fouls become a big deal down the stretch.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, we've been the aggressor the whole game, and that's why. I mean, you're going to, when people look at the scoreboard and say, why are we down on the fouls so much? Well, we're the more aggressive team right now.
Entry pass to Cam Cox. He didn't corral that one. Another turnover here, and New Philly coming back quickly the other way. That's going to be Ashland basketball. That went off the foot of the Quakers out of bounds.
For sure.
I think right here it's where you just look at your player, you say, okay, take a deep breath. Arrows 21-10, 3:45 to go in the Sprang-Smith second quarter. In front of what I'm going to guess is probably 750 fans, guys. I might be light on that guesstimate, too. Entry pass into Lauren Green. That one goes off of her fingertips out of bounds. So that'll be another turnover here for the Arrows. Be Quaker basketball.
Good seal by Lauren down there. We just out of the reach.
A lot of turnovers here in the second quarter for Ashland. We need to slow the heartbeat down a little bit.
Light scoring second quarter here for both squads. And Arrows in a full court press here. Close to a 10-second call. They just get it over here in time. Cameron Cox in the middle, forces a turnover.
Yeah, the pressure doesn't always create the steal on the ball. It often does what just happened there, Dave.
Exactly. That's what you want to see. Just enough pressure to disrupt what they're trying to do.
Sped them up, and New Philly throws it away.
Madison Hoffman running point guard here for the Arrows. Laney McNamara looking to get an entry pass, but that ball's going to be kicked out of bounds by Espenscheid, and that'll be Arrows basketball still.
Second quarter brought to you by Sprang-Smith Insurance. We'll take a little break anyway and be right back after this.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
3:12 on the clock in the Sprang-Smith second quarter, 21-10, the Arrows lead. BW, who you got the fan cam on?
Well, you got Dan McFadden, the head coach of that 94-95 team, was last team to win an OHC, or a conference title, and his assistant Rick Hurst. So glad they're in attendance here tonight. Glad to have them out here.
Arrows ball on the baseline out of bounds. That's a design play for Maddie Hoffman. If that three was there, she was going to launch it, but the Arrows going to get back in the set.
Superintendent Steve Paramore said that Mr. McFadden was a very intense teacher.
Arrow's going to get called for an off-the-ball foul. Didn't see, Dave, who that foul was on.
That was on Lauren Green there.
That's three on her, so she's taking a seat. Cam Cox sits down with two.
Mamba's back in. Cece's back in. Tobias, McNamara, and Hoffman also on the floor for the Arrows. And, Brandon, you said it. You've got a little foreshadowing. We're going to start dealing with some fouls here real quick.
Well, we've got some depth, fortunately.
Three ball off the hands of Mason for New Philly, converted 21-13.
Listen, she's a 34% shooter from three-point land. If you give her time, she's going to make those shots. And now you're back into the zone for New Philly. They're not going to roll over. Kids from New Philly are never going to roll over. Most of the OCC is built that way.
Listen, Aunt Katie, I know you're watching, and I know you're saying the same thing I'm going to say out loud. It's time for the Mamba to put it in gear and get going right here, and her teammates start looking for her. Just don't do it where you're forcing it, well, but she's got some opportunities here.
Chris, that's the hard part, because and Coach Holt says, hey, let's make them come out on us. So they go to this zone, right? You guys are all watching at home, and you see, all right, this is a battle of wills. Coach Holt says, oh, we're just going to stay out here. You're going to play that 3-2. We'll just wait until you come out. But the zone, Chris, is one of those things that can neutralize Kennedy a little bit, because she's not a big outside shooter. It packs it in. Now the Arrows are going to move a little bit.
Arrows kick it in gear. Lacey is in the middle of the paint. She's going to the goal, but not before a foul picked up, so that'll be team foul number 1 on New Philly. Here's the Summer Paving replay. You can see here, Dave, left hand going to the goal, but 4 or 5 hands after that basketball.
Yeah, she definitely wanted that one, but you get kicked around, pushed, you're not going to get there.
CC Sturry going to trigger it in out of the baseline. Hoffman recipient, little floater doesn't get it to go. Nice English though, and a nice soft touch.
Tough shot there for Maddie.
Arrows still clinging at 21-13
Oh, big
lead.
mismatch down here. You got a mouse in the house, and they're trying to take advantage of it. And I don't know what Reeson was doing, but she made a good look. And Laney's outmatched underneath, and not much the Arrows could do there. And now Reeson gets it back again. Chris, that was again where you say you mouse in the house. You got a guard, a small guard underneath. Somehow got switched, and Laney ended up underneath in a tough spot.
I'll tell you this: Laney got the foul card. No, excuse me, it was. Who got the foul, Dave?
Yeah, it was on Laney.
Laney got the foul called on her. Her second. Yeah, her second foul. But right before she got the foul called, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the box out that she had was textbook.
It was, but again, you don't have to. It's not over the back if you're just going straight up and pulling the ball, and that's all that Reeson did right there.
And we're running with the smallest lineup I've seen us run with all year.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Brylan Madial yet here because of the post foul trouble, and we might see her at some point if this kind of trend continues.
Reeson gets both free throws to go. 7 points for her, and the lead down to 6.
Offensively, we're struggling here. We're not moving the basketball. We're not hitting the middle. We're not reversing the basketball against the zone, but we're still up 6 because of the great start, guys.
Well, we talked about it early. We want to get that heavy start right off the bat. It's really helped us out.
Yeah, it covers a multitude of sins when you get off to a great start like that.
103-54. Coach Cornell at New Philly, I'll tell you, nothing he's seen that's out of place here, right? He's going to keep his girls in tune, in check, and keep them competing. He's been in all these situations.
Yeah.
Same as a player and now as a coach for Coach Holt. So, both benches well matched.
And I want to thank Coach Cornell because he was very responsive. You know, some coaches we reach out to, and it's like state secrets. He was really quick to respond. Said, "I'll get you all this stuff," and he did. So thanks to Coach Kevin Cornell for his assistance. You know, it's fun to highlight both teams. He's got a great squad out here, 11-6. 7-3 coming in. They've had a tough loss the other day, but now we're back to this battle of wills, and New Philly starts to stretch out that zone a little bit. But you got to get somebody to the high post here. There's nobody inside of that high post.
Mamba's feeling it. She wants it, guys. She's got 2 points, and she wants to get involved here in this basketball game. She's working hard down there in the paint, trying to get position and get an entry pass.
Oh, Cece
was wide open.
Yeah, but Maddie has to make a fake and get a little closer on that one. Tough spot.
Hoffman pulls down that rebound. Arrows out to think they're lucky stars. Sturry's going to have an opportunity, but she's going to kick it to McNamara. Down to the corner. Tobias pulls it out here. 20 seconds to go.
Skip. So against a zone like this, it's where you either hit the middle and look opposite or you're throwing skip passes. You're going to have to throw a lot more. I know we just turned it over here.
No, we just got a charge.
Yeah, we turned it over. That's a turnover, right? So what I'm saying is against a zone offense, guys, or zone defense, you have to move the ball better. You have to hit the middle and look opposite. You have to throw skips. You got to do the fundamentals of looking high and going low, looking low, faking low, going high.
I believe that's Kennedy Lacey who's going to pick up that foul. That'll be her second.
Yeah, again, we're just slowly but surely inching our way into some foul problems.
Excuse me, that was a foul.
Well, he called it with a signal. The signal was offensive.
It was.
So I'm not quite sure what's happening.
Called that.
That was on Ellie Mason. That's her third.
But he just gave the wrong signal, guys. He just gave the wrong signal. Lacey stepped out of bounds. Yep. She drove that baseline. Good job by New Philly of cutting off the baseline right there. That's textbook defense right there.
9.7 to go. The Arrows have a 6-point lead. It'll be a full court to go here for New Philly under 10 seconds.
Don't forget at halftime, you're going to have the Bill Harris halftime show, the Jazz Band.
5 seconds. 4. Ball on the floor. New Philly's going to throw one up. Doesn't get it to go. McNamara has that rebound. 21-15. Ashland leaves. Dave, I'll start with you. Quick thoughts here through 2 quarters.
Quick thoughts. You know, the first quarter, great. Second quarter, these girls got a little bit ahead of themselves, I think. They needed to we tried to slow down, which is not what we're used to. And I think maybe that got them a little out of their rhythm.
And Brandon, New Philly wins the second quarter 8-5. The Arrows now clinging to a 6-point lead.
Well, our zone offense has to, Coach Holt's got to go in there and say, hey, this is what we need to do. Slow it down, get to our zone offense, take care of business. Jody Johnson in the house.
Boy, she could go for 30 in the second quarter.
Yeah, got to work on that zone offense in at the half, guys.
Bill Harris Dealerships presents the Jazz Band. Come on back for the third quarter after the Jazz Band right after this. Back inside the Pre-Still broadcast booth. 30 seconds to go on the clock until we get the Frank Smith third quarter underway inside Arrow Arena. The Arrows 21 and the Quakers 15. Not a very pretty second quarter for either team, if you're being honest, but New Philly did win the quarter 8-5, Brandon, and knotted this game up a little tighter to 6 points.
Yeah, you just have to come back out with the same way you took care of the basketball in the first half. And, you know, the first quarter, rather. The first quarter we played great basketball. Second quarter we played fairly poorly, and, you know, here we are. So it's okay. Those things happen. New Philly's a good team. You expected them to bounce back, guys.
Yeah, it's a game of runs. We all know that. You know, as long as the Arrows can keep the lead, you know, especially at the 6-point mark, we're looking good.
Madison Hoffman, the sixth person off the bench, led the Arrows in the first half with 11. The familiar starting 5 back on the floor for the Arrows. Arrows looking it outside, but they do pump it down to Cameron Cox. Swing pass to Sturry for a triple. Doesn't get it to go, doesn't catch anything. Mamba fighting for a rebound, and they're going to call a jump ball. Good job, Kennedy. I really like that she's aggressive, 1, but 2, she didn't just bear hug her and really go in there and get a foul called, right?
For sure. She had the ball and just held on. I don't think too many people are ripping it away from Kennedy either.
You're in a tough spot here, right, when you got a couple fouls, because you still have to play solid defense. You don't want to pick up that next foul, so you're walking a fine line. Great look inside.
Mistakeo by the Arrows, leaving Ava Reeson wide open underneath the goal.
Yeah, Cam, I think, lost kind of some eye contact on her post player behind her. Skip, you got one more.
There it is, Lauren Green. She's not bashful about chucking the 3. Here's Sturry, triple. Oh, that looked good out of the finger, sit just a little heavy.
I did like what I saw Arrows offensively there because you had a little more patience, and it looked like a little high-low action going with Cam at the high post and Kennedy down low.
But you always talk about that inside out that you want to see.
Yeah, and against his own, again, we talked about it. You got to hit the middle and look opposite. You can go high-low, and that was clearly what the adjustment was, at least on the first possession for Ashland.
Arrows back out in this man-to-man defense you guys talked about, and we've seen it the last several weeks, and the Arrows employing more of that. There's a nice job of it. Back pass, and that ball, what I love, Brandon, the ball didn't get brought down to the waist and bring it back up and shoot it. They just went right up and shot the ball. Nice job. Didn't get it to go, but going to be Quaker basketball, baseline out of bounds.
Arrows offensively, or defensively rather, need to crash the boards, all 5. Oh, good position there by Reeson, and Cam got caught again. That's 2 straight possessions right there where the senior Reeson just kind of wedged her way in there.
Madison Hoffman at the Sid Suds table, going to check in. Mamba goes up a little wildly, doesn't get that to go. Arrows find themselves with a 2-point lead, gentlemen. This is getting a lot tighter than anybody thought.
Yes.
There's a charge.
Yes.
Well done. That's the first charge taken inside the Sturry house in a lifetime.
Cece, great job sacrificing her body, stepping in front and taking the charge. And guys, that couldn't have come at a better time.
That may be the turning point. Keep that one earmarked there,
yeah,
David.
There you go.
Oh, well done.
21-19, Arrows 2-point lead, 6:20 to go in the Spring Smith's third quarter. Sturry running point. Madison Hoffman, as mentioned, has checked in. She's been the offensive spark plug for these Arrows tonight. Here's a triple again out of her hands. Yeah! Bucket!
Well, guys, the best part right there, you saw Grace Tobias set that up, Dave.
Yeah, set it up perfectly, dribbled down. Madison fills the spot and is right there wide open for it.
Madison has been unconscious here today, and I think she's going to be getting herself some more minutes. There's a left-handed goal by L.A. Mason, her 7th point.
Lauren Green's got 3 fouls, and so she didn't want to pick up her 4th there. I get it, and that's a tough spot to be in.
Madison wide open there. Mamba going to throw up a crazy one, and Mamba comes up a little gingerly there, boys, as she's heading down the floor.
Yeah, it's just forcing action. I think, she's feeling a little frustrated, you can tell, on the offensive side.
Mamba,
what a block.
Get it out!
Got a box
job
out,
there
guys.
yet again, and then she's going to get a foul called. Kennedy Lacey on her. That'll be her 3rd. Cameron Cox at the substitution station. I think she's coming in for Mamba even before she got that 3rd player foul. I don't know about that one, Dave.
There were enough people around there. You might have been able to call that on anybody after he blew his whistle. He wasn't sure.
Excuse me, that's her 2nd. We had thought that she had picked up the 3rd.
Yeah, that's only her 2nd.
And then they changed that charge call to a block call or whatever the phantom call was. And so Lacey with 2, and I was wrong. Cox checks in for Green here.
Wait, what'd you say?
I was wrong. Oh, okay. Don't tell the VOTF that. He'll want to get that recorded.
He's watching.
I know. Arrows 1-point lead.
We've been ahead this entire game. We have not trailed yet tonight.
Reeson 2 more Connery Manufacturing tosses. They go down. She's got 13. Hoffman 14 for the Arrows. Cece going to get the ball back and set something up. Grace Tobias open in the corner.
Oh, she's got to turn the corner there and look to the basket. She had a wide open lane. And that's where, guys, when Cece drives baseline, Maddie Hoffman.
Good job, Grace.
Maddie Hoffman has to slide to the corner and see that. That's the spot you got to get to.
Here's a wide open triple. Doesn't go. Madison Hoffman pulls that rebound down, and we throw it out of bounds.
It got tipped.
Oh,
He's
boy.
saying it got tipped.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. I don't know.
Aubrey
okay.
Wells' face was quality enough for a Broadway play with that unbelievable look.
Well, usually you can tell when somebody's that adamant that, they were probably in the right. And that one, I didn't think that got tipped out either. But
it was an apropos look given by Wells and an apropos drop-in given by the senior Wells. 24-23, Arrows by 1.
Oh, Maddie tried to throw it off.
That should have been a tee.
That should have been a tee. She should have got teed up right there, guys.
That is a little shenanigan. You can tell what the emotion level is. That sure is.
And the officials have been told the last couple years to really keep an eye on that. That should have been a technical foul.
Well,
that's a travel.
Good job by New Philly coach to pull her over and say, hey, we don't need that kind of stuff here.
Yeah,
I give
Kevin
him
Cornell.
plenty of credit right there.
You're right. He said, hey, that we don't need that.
Yep.
We're a 1-point game right now.
I'll tell you the truth, guys. I think both teams have gotten a little bit caught up in the emotion inside the building, right? I think both coaches are kind of trying to keep their players calm, but the reality is these are still high school girls, right? Man, This is awesome. Arrows 1 point lead, 24-23, 4:20 to go. Spring Smith third quarter. Cece, I don't think she knew she wanted to kick it out, dribble down the lane, and Arrow's going to get bailed out.
Guys, this New Philly squad has done just such a good job defensively against us on the inside. They have not allowed Cam Cox or Kennedy Lacey or Lauren Green to get any good looks inside. So we're going to have to knock down some threes and some perimeter shots or move the ball better because there's too much dribbling right now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Move the ball better without all the dribbling. If we can move it around, we've actually got some open looks if we move it quicker.
Campbell's open right there, and Lacey with a tough
goal.
shot.
Yep, go ahead and give that to her off the cbward.com bank shot. That's open. That's Lacey's fourth.
That was a tough shot right there, guys. I know it went in.
That was a tough shot because she got pushed.
She got pushed. She also had Cam Cox, who had a low seal 2 feet from the basket, but she made it. Covers the sin.
Lacey playing some pressure defense on the ball. Reeson goes right around her. Mason, excuse me. And Lacey, dribbled it right off her tennis shoe.
Easy, easy, easy. There's nothing there.
That's Grace Tobias going to kick it off to Lady McNamara for a triple. Oh, doesn't get it to go. Thought we might have a foul there. McNamara did a somersault backwards.
That might have been a little too unselfish right there by Grace. She's a pretty good shooter herself. But it's just the natural progression to think, okay, one more. But I would have been fine with either of those. Good look, but she could have taken that shot as well.
One team foul apiece here for New Philly and Ashland. 26-23, the Arrows 3-point lead, 3:37 to go. What do you think about this full court press here, Dave?
Yeah, I like the Arrows putting on some full court pressure on them, if we can stay with them.
Well, New Philly said not a problem to get through that one here early. They're going to pull it back out and reset their offense. Good defense by Lauren Green, well beyond the three-point line.
And then she got too close.
Touched it.
Yeah, listen, you got to know the spacing right there, and that's 4 fouls. You know, you're going up against a 5'7" Michaela Plant. You got a couple inches maybe on her. You got to give some room there when you got 3 fouls.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brandon. You got to give her a little bit of space, but at the same time, that official stopped counting and kind of gave New Philly a little bonus.
It's a great inbounds play by New Philly right there and just pushed Cam Cox out of the way. The ball was delivered 2 feet away and throws it up and in. 15 points now for Reeson.
Cam doesn't quite look herself here today so far. We need her to get rolling inside. They've done a good job of neutralizing her.
And I think what you said earlier, I'm a little surprised too. We haven't seen Madia yet to spell some minutes here. Josie Van Tilburg going to check in on the next stoppage.
Because New Philly has some size inside, and, that's why I think that's one of those times when you could use her.
Cam Cox got lucky by not getting a foul right there.
Yep. Good job by Cam. Really smart play to know that defender got knocked down, catch and turn. Put it up.
I know you're saying she got lucky not getting the foul. I didn't see her. I saw their feet tie up a little bit there.
Okay. When you watch this one back later, I think you'll see it.
Because
that's what I saw.
I saw it too. That's what I saw too.
I saw feet tied up.
Listen.
Cox, first one, no good. 2 fouls on Plants for the Quakers. Josie Van Tilburg, as mentioned, checks in for Tobias.
Good job right there by Maddie Hoffman and Lainey McNamara. Go to Cam after she really kind of bricked that first free throw to go over and say, hey, it's okay, relax, you got this. Right, and she might have missed the second one. That's okay. You still have to be a good teammate. And that was being a good teammate right there.
Lacey watches this one back. She's going to wonder why she vacated the paint area while the basketball would have hit her in the
Yeah, I don't. Again, we've done that quite a bit on the glass tonight. We are taking a shot and everybody's turning and running.
Yeah.
We need to crash the boards on the offensive side and the defensive side.
Every possession in a 1-point game is vital, and the Arrows would have had themselves another one right there. Under 2:30 to go. Arrows with still a 1-point lead.
Don't reach. That's a foul. You set your teammate up in a bad spot. So we are getting ourselves in trouble, in the foul trouble, because we're reaching, guys. The defense needs to be sliding our feet and staying out in front, and that's 3 fouls now on Cam Cox because Josie Van Tilburg reached and didn't stay out in front of her defender. Or her offensive player, I'm sorry.
Right, and we've been talking earlier in the game about the active hands that the girls have had, and that's great, but you still got to be in front of that defender.
Aubrey Wells has a chance to put New Philly ahead for the first time in the game, and this is the first time they've been tied 26-all.
Since 0, yeah.
So Aubrey Wells now with 3 points. She's got one more toss to the Conyer Manufacturing line, and if so it goes. New Philly's got a lead. Doesn't go. Good job, Lady McNamara. Excellent job.
But what I don't understand on that is why is Lainey McNamara on the bottom of the block on that play? It's for the rebounding. I don't understand that.
We'll have to ask the coach.
I think, but wasn't
There goes the coach.
Kennedy on the bottom?
Was she?
And the ball got tipped out.
All right, I
so
missed
she was
it
on
then.
the second.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
She was in the second spot.
I see. We just didn't hold our box out then.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you, Dave.
Madison Hoffman running point guard duty. CC Sturry going to check back in on the next stoppage. McNamara, Cox. Here's Madison Hoffman triple. That looked really good. Just a little heavy. Cox goes down on the deck. Going to have to hurry and get back down the other way and defend these New Philly Quakers.
This Quaker squad came to play tonight. We got off to such a great start, but they really bounced back. They're a veteran group. They've got some seniors on this squad. You know, we're actually a relatively younger group, if you think about it.
That's wild to think.
Yeah, they were ready for this. A hostile environment. This is a great game, guys.
Well, Kevin Cornell, as we said, he's not going to let his team get, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, if you will, and he had those girls fighting all the way back. 26 all. Reeson working around Cox, but that's got to hurt Ava. She went down and caught herself with her cheek.
Great D by Cam Cox. Good job keeping her hands up, sliding her feet. Got to be careful not to push with your midsection right there.
And just did a great job, like you said, just kind of standing, holding her ground. And when she did the pivot back, did a nice job just kind of pushing up in a little bit more into her.
I think I would have pulled Cam right here with 1:26 to go in the third and maybe tried to hold it. I mean, if they're going to stay all the way back, go with Grace, go with your small lineup right here, hold the basketball a little bit, make them come out on you. You don't want Cam to get a fourth foul here to end the third quarter.
Or if you want to stay big, look to Mountioff. Arrows content to throw it around beyond the arc. Good entry pass by Van Tilburg to Cox, and Cox wanted one more, and that one goes out of bounds off the Quakers.
I'll say the Quakers have done a good job with their help side defense tonight,
good point.
Especially down on that low block area.
Sturry going to trigger it in. Gets it into Lacey. Lacey, nice move off the glass. Doesn't get it to go. Foul called.
All because of the pass. Right? I mean, Kennedy made a great cut to get open. Don't get me wrong, but that pass was beautiful. And then a rip through by Lacey and attack the basket. Good job there, Kennedy. Got to make free throws. Look, the details and the margins are small, and this is a playoff-style kind of game here, right? This is a playoff tournament-style atmosphere. Free throws matter.
And that's 3 that we've missed in a row, right?
Free throws matter. These taking care of each possession and valuing every possession, boxing out, giving New Philly one shot and done. That's the kind of stuff we need the rest of the way here, guys.
Lacey's second one is good, 5 points.
And we just got
technical foul on Kennedy Lacey. For and you're not gonna be able to see the replay, obviously, but she got checked and then just two-hand shoved the girl that was boxing her out.
She's frustrated tonight, but there's a lot of game left, but that counts as a personal foul too, guys. So that's her third foul. So now you got some serious foul issues here with a minute left to go in the third quarter.
Not only that, but now New Philly's got a chance to take the lead, and they get the basketball.
We've only scored 11 points since the first quarter.
I was waiting until the end of the quarter to say that, but you're absolutely right. 5 points in the second and 6 so far in the third, and it is now 27 all after that free throw converted by Espenscheid.
We got a great basketball game here,
Coach
guys.
Cornell sends Espenscheid to the stripe to shoot the tee. She's shooting at 25% from the stripe on the season.
I don't think she's been there very much. I think she's 1 for 4. The hard numbers are that she's 1 for 4.
Alan Trammell never misses an opportunity to correct it.
Alan Trammell. Oh, my. He wore number 3.
He did.
Alan Trammell.
He did. 45 seconds, 27 all.
Sweet Lou.
Yeah. He wore 1. We got too good of a game to go down the rabbit hole on jersey numbers. 27, 27, 35 seconds. Here's a...
Oh, great block.
Oh, no.
All right, easy. Great job, CC. Great job, ladies. Great block by Cam.
Yeah.
But, guys, again, we're reaching too much out on the perimeter. We're gambling way too much. And that's why all of our post players have so many fouls, because they're getting left in a tough spot in a numbers situation.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've always preached as a, defensively, if you're going to go for a steal, it's got to be the hand closest to the defender.
Correct.
We're going to have a check
close
out
to the ball.
Sorry,
blood.
Dave.
Yeah, you're good.
Aubrey Wells went down and caught herself with her nose or mouth, and
Yep.
I think it got a little blood there. Yep. Hopefully she's got all those chiclets still. We have a substitution in, and Madison Hoffman will trigger it into Cece Sturry here with 28.3 ticks to go in the Sprang-Smith second quarter.
Courtney Turner will check it out over there. And
let me state the
Tend to
obvious, Dr. Obvious. We need a goal here. 2 or a 3 doesn't matter. We need another basket. Here's a big swing pass. That one's tipped out of bounds. That'll still. Oh no! Cece touched the basketball. That was going to be the Arrows' ball. Cece down. I think she's a Sturry. She's tough. She'll be fine.
not sure though what happened there, but the Arrows make a mistake. 13 seconds to go in the third.
Maybe Cece touched it and we couldn't tell up here, but she knew she did, so she's hustling for it.
I know at this point, guys, 4 fouls or 3 fouls for Cameron Cox, 13 seconds to go. I'd be getting her out of the ball game.
100%. I'd have her and Kennedy both out. You don't want to pick up a foul here, but that's okay. You also need your best players in at the biggest crunch time. And this is one of those moments.
New Philly likely to hold it here. 8 seconds to go. Last shot of the third quarter. They're looking to get it down into Mason. They do. Mason throws up a wild shot. Doesn't get it to go. And there's a back toss. Now that one, if it would have went, that would have been a P and PIG for sure. No one's making that. We got a good one, folks. 27-27. Come on back for the Comfort Control fourth quarter.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Crowd shot. You know what, guys? Next year, we'll have a sponsored fan cam. Somebody out there in Ashland's community, feel free to join us. We'd love to have the fan cam sponsored. We got far too good of a game. Thanks for giving us the heads up, Wells, you knucklehead. Arrows and Quakers, 27-27, 8 minutes on the fourth quarter clock.
Up here at the Priest Dental broadcast with Brandon Wells, Chris Mowry, and Dave Swartz.
David Schwartz has filled in and done an exquisite job.
Oh, my. You guys.
Big job.
Oh,
great
what a steal.
Tobias. Good job. They're going to say Arrow basketball. Huge play by the glue right there, and that'll be a turnover back to the Arrows.
And those are the intangibles that nobody sees, you know, on the scoreboard or in the stats, anything like that.
Here we go, 27 all. 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go. What's on the line for the Arrows? Their first league crown in 30 years. In the first OCC title, Madison Hoffman lets a 3 go, gets her own rebound. I think she had a lane, guys, if she wanted to go to the rack, but wisely pulls it out to reset the offense.
They're just packing it in, guys. I mean, they are packing it in defensively and making our
Cox,
guards.
big girl move right there. Up with the right hand, gets it to go. 2-point Arrow lead.
Look, that was a great shot because, like I was saying, defensively, they are just packing it in and trying to make our guards beat us from the perimeter.
Coach Holt and her brother, Coach Stempert, imploring these ladies to step it up here on the defensive end. The Arrows with a 2-point lead, 7 minutes to go.
Don't reach.
Comfort Control fourth quarter.
Don't reach. Slide your feet. Oh, Cam, stay straight
up. Well done. Good job. Grace Tobias rebound. Arrows want to go.
Take it easy.
Arrows have an opportunity here to increase this lead.
Great pass. Oh, Cam couldn't handle it.
I think that's Dave, I think that's a little deep on the block. If Cameron turns, I think she's underneath
she's
the
still
goal.
under the hoop, exactly. I agree with you. You know, she just, and that pass a little hard, you know.
Yeah, it was a tough
again,
catch. Recent is strong.
Yeah.
Like that senior, she's strong, and she's giving Cam Fitz down low and pushing her out of position. That's why.
Arrows going to have a substitution, most likely to be Lauren Green with 4 personals. Going to check in for Josie Van Tilburg, would be my guess.
Don't reach.
Here on the next stoppage. Van Tilburg guarding the ball. Good job cutting it off at the 3-point wing and pulls it back out. Mason has the ball at the top of the 3-point line. Lacey with 3 fouls guarding her. Good job by Kennedy not picking it up, but we got a triple, and we have a converted triple, and we have a new Philly lead for the first time tonight, 30-29.
We got caught with our hand in the cookie jar down in the middle, and too late to close out.
Good job, good pass to Cam Cox.
She's fading away, and a good bump again. You had that bump, and Ava Reeson is doing a good job defensively tonight.
Arrows find themselves trailing for the first time in this basketball game. Mamba says, I'm getting on the floor. Time for a jump ball. They do. The Arrows have the possession. It'll be Arrows basketball. Great job by Kennedy Lacey getting on the floor and mixing it up.
Well, you know, we talked about the strength of this new Philly team being their defense, and they are playing some great defense here tonight against the Arrows.
Yeah, they're scrappy. They're tough. It's West Holmes. It's Dover. It's that kind of squad. It's the OCC. Lauren Green trying to dribble with the three-point arc, comes up and gets a ball stolen away here. Huge, huge possession there. The Arrows got an extra one there with Lacey on the floor.
Aubrey Wells averages almost 2 steals a game and got a big one right there.
New Philly content to throw the ball around here beyond the arc and look for something that they might get in. There it is right there. Reeson's got it low. Nice pass off to Esbenscheid and doesn't get it to go. And that ball's out of bounds.
That's a terrible call. I'm sorry. I normally, you said it. I've been giving these guys, you see it right there. That was a terrible call. But both teams have been on the beneficiary side of a couple, so it happens. These guys have done a good job.
Look, I could have brought you a red hanky from United Airlines if you wanted to throw the challenge flag, but didn't know I was going to need it.
I think I might think about a timeout here because we are offensively all over the place.
Mamba.
And there's an
he started with the charge
he sure
call,
did.
and then he changed it midway through. Big turn of events for the Arrows.
As we said earlier, why did she not get the charge? She didn't go down. She didn't fall.
He was ready to just throw the arm up, going back the other way with the charge call. Lacey dodges a bullet there. She'll go to the stripe. She's got 5 points, make it 6, and make it a tie game here for Ashland and New Philly under 5 minutes to go, Brandon.
Oh, well, look, the crowd is trying to implore our young ladies to stay with it. We got a tie ball. This is a great basketball game, guys.
Fantastic. Let's be honest. This is what it should be when a conference crown is on the line. Lacey converts both Condon Manufacturing tosses. 7 points for Lacey and a 1-point lead for the Arrows. Arrows going to have to stop the ball, guys, and there's an easy, uncontested layup by Reeson. Arrows got to do a better job, Dave, getting back in transition.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the pressure, it's risk-reward when you're going to press, but they got to be able to get back on the backside.
17 points for Reeson, Brandon. They have no answers for her yet.
She's tough. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised at that. She averages about 10.
Swing pass to Hoffman. You know it's going up in the air. And you know you can book it, baby. That's another triple. 17 for Madison Hoffman off the bench tonight. 4:20 to go. 2-point Arrow lead.
Atta girl. Keep firing. That's a great shot in rhythm. Good look. I love it against the zone right there.
She's so similar to Gabe Baith on the guy's side.
That's a great comparison.
When those shoulders are square, the feet are set, and there's a second of momentum going to the goal, you can forget it. The thing's going through the nylon.
That's offensive.
That's a charge. Oh, my, and the Arrows.
Timeout on the floor.
We're going to take one, too, before Wells or Schwartz says something they're going to regret. 34-34. Come on back right after this.
Bill Harris Dealerships, where great prices meet an even better selection. We're driving home the best experience you've ever had. With Chevrolet, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, find the ride that defines you. And our huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks is why you should check Bill Harris first. 3 brands, 3 convenient locations, 1 unforgettable Bill Harris experience. Dive into great prices, explore a better selection, and enjoy the best buying experience with us today. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust. BillHarrisDealerships.com.
Coach Renee Holt and staff talking to these ladies with 3:54 to go on the clock in the comfort control fourth quarter, guys. 34 all. OCC conference crown outright on the line. Don't forget, the ladies have clinched a share, but there's nothing like winning one outright.
No, there's not. This is just a great game. I mean, look, New Philly showed up ready to play here tonight. We got off to a great start. It was a 15-6 start, and Hey, we knew they would answer. We knew we weren't going to run away with this.
Madison Hoffman has kept these Lady Arrows in tow here tonight with 17. On the other side, you can say the exact same about Ava Reeson. She's got 17. Grace Tobias puts a shot up, doesn't get it to go. Cameron Cox fight for it. Here's the glue. The glue's on the phone. Luckily, that ball bounces to the Quakers if you're a Quaker fan.
Sometimes the ball bounces your way, and sometimes it doesn't. It's all right.
Aubrey Wells, good to see. She's back in the game. Remember, she went out there with that face injury, a little blood. Courtney Turner, just like Kate Stover, got her stitched up quick and back in the contest. Espenshine goes right around Tobias, lays it off the glass.
Tough one there. You got to give her a little more room and a little more respect because her first step is really good.
Place was gonna. Cameron Cox with a great rebound.
And another one.
Yes. And they're going to say Arrow basketball.
Great effort by Cam underneath. She is fighting. It's clear she doesn't feel great tonight. It looks like that she is fighting and doing her best down there.
Yeah, and just the fight that she's got right now is just kind of pulling the rest of the Arrows in.
Sturdy triggered in from baseline out of bounds. Finds Lacey. Lacey looking to get around, but pulls it back out. It's time to set a play here.
Relax.
Lacey says nope, going to the glass.
Oh,
and
my
they're gonna
goodness.
call a block foul on the Quakers. Oh, boy.
I tell you,
there it is. That was a good play. I actually think that probably should have been a charge, but we'll take it. That's okay.
That's the flip-flop from the other one down the other end.
Yeah, we'll take it. It was, I think Kennedy might have been a little out of control, but we'll take it.
I'd like to see us get a little bit better spacing.
Yeah, well.
We were at 3 girls within probably arm's reach of each other at the top.
Guys, I've said this before, Brandon, we talk about it all the time. The Arrows field goal or free throw percentages went from 55 to 59 the last week, bettered it, but you got to make them down the stretch, man. These are free points. You got to put them through the goal. Arrows trail by 2. Lacey at the stripe gets that one to go. Now the Arrows trail by 1, and Lacey's got 8.
Now you can't trade 2-for-1s, though, here.
Good job of New Philly breaking that press. They didn't even put the ball on the floor, Dave.
Yeah, that's the way you're going to break a press, with the pass.
Now you're going to have to come out and probably go man-to-man. Arrows in a zone right now, and they're going to make you come out. They're going to force you to come out and match up, and Coach Holt, Coach Simper talking about it right now, and she's yelling the same thing, hey, let's match up, and they've matched up. Good job. Good adjustment there.
We got a good one, folks. 2:25 to go.
Somebody's got to come out and grab Lily Zimmerman.
Arrows have 0 team fouls. Keep in mind.
Yeah, you got to get some here, actually. So you got Madison Hoffman and Grace Tobias with 1. They need to actually probably get a foul in at some point and be aggressive. Those 2 can be more aggressive right now.
Cece's got 2. Cameron Cox playing the passing lane.
Oh,
Cece with a great play.
Get it.
Ball's on the floor. Cameron Cox down
Timeout.
after it. Timeout. She gets it.
Wait.
Timeout is called and granted to Coach Cornell.
Wait, what do we got here?
I have no idea.
One referee's
Coach
giving New
Holt.
Philly a timeout. One referee's giving Coach Holt a timeout, and now we got a jump ball.
I think they're going jump.
Yeah.
Coach Holt was out at the Arrowhead mid-court trying to call a timeout.
Oh, listen, this is a great basketball game, and now you see this is the level of energy you have to have every game going forward and into the tournament.
Let's be honest, we haven't had one of these in quite some time, in about 3 years inside Arrow Arena when the boys took on senior high school. That ball is going to be thrown out of bounds, but Reeson back taps it, and that one is back corralled.
Got to go now. We got to get up on them. You got to now. And a timeout called by Coach Cornell. It's a full. I think we keep it here, guys. I mean, look, right now, your Coach Holt, your girls are coming in. You got a chance to just calm everybody down. You're on the defensive side. Coach Cornell's thinking, all right, do we go 4 corners here? What do we do? They've got some foul trouble. I'd probably go offense, defense right now if I'm Renee. If I'm Coach Holt and I'm pulling Lauren Green out, I might be pulling Cam or Kennedy out because I'm going to have to go all defense here.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that, Brandon. The other thing, too, he calls his timeout. That's almost an advantage for the Arrows here. So
36-35, New Philly over Ashland, 1:43 on the Comfort Control 4th quarter clock. You guys have talked about it. Coach Cornell, I was sitting here thinking while you guys were talking, it was almost a gift, though. He needed the timeout, wanted the timeout, but it was a gift to Coach Holt as well in the Arrows to kind of reset, keep that timeout on the board. The one thing I will tell you, gentlemen,
got 4 of them.
I do not like the fact that there's a donut up there in the foul column for Ashland.
Yeah, this is where I think you actually need to get one if you're Grace Tobias, right? You're Madison Hoffman. You got to be really aggressive on the ball. Gives you an opportunity to go for a steal.
For sure.
So
get up there and get tight and go for the ball right off the bat, and then hopefully you get the steal. If not, that's not a bad foul.
Cox, Lacey, Tobias, Hoffman, and Green on the floor for the Arrows. Green, reminder, has 4. Couple other Arrows, including Lacey with 3. Tobias hand checking her the whole way. They do not call it. Lacey, good job, hands in the paint.
Lauren Green is our doubler right now in this matchup. We got to match up man on man. I'm not sure why we're still in a zone. I'm not sure what we're doing here.
Well, they're running poor Grace Tobias ragged out there at the top of this zone.
Lauren Green, you don't want her fouling, but now at some point you're going to have to get a couple fouls here. It's a 1-point game. You're trying to get them to release the basketball.
I tell you, exactly. Coach Cornell just says throw it around. Just keep passing the ball. And nothing is happening except valuable ticks off this clock. Arrows down by 1. This game is playing right in the hands of New Philadelphia right here.
Timeout by Coach Cornell. Good job. That's smart job because they were getting themselves into a little bit of trouble. Now we've ran off 20 seconds. Good job by New Philly to run some clock. Arrows need to kind of regroup here strategically and say, hey, okay, we got to get a foul in.
Coach, what are you saying if you're Coach Holt down here in this huddle right now?
Right now, I'm definitely saying we have got to match up and we've got to foul. Right? I want to say, hey, let's let whoever Gracie or Maddie's going to be open.
Dave, at this point, I don't even think you can worry about the fouls, right? At the situation of who has what fouls.
I agree with you there, but I'm going to try. If I'm going to let it in, I'm letting it in for one of those 2 players that I'm guarding with those 2 girls. I'm not letting it in with the people who have foul trouble right now. So
I think I'll take it a step further. If they have foul trouble and you don't want to foul the game, get them out of the game right now.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with that one as well. But at the same time, you got to have your best players in there ready to go.
And here we go. 54 ticks. Arrows trail by 1. I said it at the beginning of the 4th. I'm going to repeat myself. This is for an OCC crown, folks. This is huge. And a first-time opportunity in 30 years to win one outright. On the floor again for the Arrows, Tobias, Cox, Lacey, Hoffman, and Green. Going to trigger it in out of bounds is Mason for the Quakers, and they get it in no problem. Tobias does pick up that foul, just like you gentlemen were saying. Reminder, that's the first team foul for Ashland. They go to the line for 2. They New Philly once Ashland gets to 5 fouls.
And if you're watching at home, you see the dashes down below. Those are the timeouts. Arrows with 4, New Philly with 1. Arrows have the possession arrow as well.
Mason going to trigger it in from the exact same spot as last time. Having a little time there. You almost had a 5-second call, gentlemen.
Got to trap that one. Should have trapped that first pass
we need a foul
away
right
on the
here.
sideline.
Tobias
Trap it,
trying.
hands up.
Lacey with a steal attempt. Doesn't get it. Hustle back, Kennedy. Hustle back, Kennedy. They're just going to run clock. We have got to foul right now, guys.
And Lauren Green does the dirty work. She's going to foul out, but a smart job by the senior forward to foul. I still probably wouldn't have had her in there, but that's okay. Good job by Lauren. Good work. Smart decision.
You had to.
Yeah, that was a good decision.
That's a big basketball IQ play right there because you've got to knock this clock off. It's just going to run down.
Right, exactly. You should have been looking to foul a lot sooner, in my opinion.
We got a break in the action. We'll take one as well. 38 seconds. Come on back for the rest of it.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, and patty burgers, vegetarian options, salad, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Oh, boy. 38 seconds. Quakers 36, Arrows 35. Quaker basketball. Foul position for both teams at 2. Reminder, in high school basketball, they reset per quarter. Go to the line for 2 at 5. Fly, Eagles, fly. Doug Haydett in attendance from the Ashland Source. You can read an article at about 11 tonight is my guess. 36-35. Ball out of bounds on the baseline. Espenscheid going to trigger it in.
I just can't sit down in this kind of game. I don't know how anybody's sitting down out there.
Lacey goes for the
trap
steal.
That right away. You should have trapped that ball in the corner.
We need a foul right now.
Yep, and CC goes and fouls. But you missed an opportunity on the entry pass into the corner, and so that's the thing right there where you have to trap that ball right away on the entry pass, and you have an opportunity. Then you're going to foul. That's fine, but you can go after the basketball.
Yeah, I agree, and I think if Grace takes a step around,
Yeah.
she might be able to take a charge right there coming around that one.
That's something to learn from. We haven't been in many spots like this yet, guys.
Three-player fouls for Cece.
This is a learning opportunity for our program to figure this out, right?
Cece wanted a foul right there. Madison Hoffman wants a foul right there. They get it, 27.5 ticks to go.
Just to be clear, right? I mean, we have a young team that hasn't been in this situation much in the last couple of years, and so this is a fantastic. Whether we win or lose this ball game, this is a fantastic experience for us to learn from either way.
Ball's going to be sidelined out of bounds right in front of the Quaker bench. Going to trigger it in again is Mason. Arrows with 14 fouls. Next foul sends him to the line. Quakers still cling to a 1-point lead, 27.6 ticks to go. And CC Sturry picks up that foul. That's her fourth, sending the Quakers to the line, and we got what we wanted, guys.
I still would have went offense-defense on that one, probably with Lainey McNamara in there, because CC's one of your better scorers offensively, and now you could have went back in. So CC's now got 4.
Yeah, and you knew that we were going to foul.
She's also one of your better defenders, too, so it's kind of a tough spot for Coach, right? Like, that's a tough spot for her.
I think you're going for the steal,
yeah,
right? The
right. That's
one
what I
pass
mean.
steal. That one is converted by Espenscheid. She gets that one to go. She's now got 8 points on the night, and the Quakers, more importantly for them, have a 2-point lead here. Second Connery Manufacturing toss coming. Box out, ladies.
Gotta put a body on the shooter and everybody.
That one is a long rebound.
Easy.
Cameron Cox.
Easy. You got no numbers. It's
slow. Renee, call timeout.
Oh, we got bailed out right there. I would have called timeout as well, but good job, Cam Cox being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. She's going to get herself to the line. And here we are again, gentlemen, at the free throw line.
And that's what this team knows, though, is be aggressive and
Yeah.
push the ball.
Agreed.
That's what they've done all season.
Yeah.
We slowed up earlier tonight, and look where
struggled.
we're at.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
3 fouls on Reason. Cox at the stripe. She's got 4 points. Make it 5. Cameron Cox gets that one to go. Now the Arrows trail by 1 with 20.2 ticks. OCC crown on hand here for the Arrows, potentially for the taking. Cameron gets through her pre-routine. Ball is up and made, and it's now 37-37. Coach Holt says, we're going to press. We're going to press. Grace Tobias right in front. Here comes Hoffman. They break the press in a hurry, and the Quakers have numbers.
You got to match up, man, and what are we doing?
Wells doesn't get a timeout. Cameron Cox to the basket. Coach Holt wants a timeout. And Madison Hoffman let a 57-foot prayer go for whatever reason, I don't know, but Coach Holt gets a timeout. The Arrows have 6.1.
Well,
the superintendent is here, says, I love it.
He's on
no
camera.
better way to win a
I
OCC title
will
than
tell
this.
you, I think she just got a little confused on the clock. I did that once in a second overtime of a game against Mogadore where the crowd was chanting the clock down, and I was the 4th or 5th option on our team offensively, and I fired a 3 and missed. It happens.
I think you were the 6th.
That's probably true.
No, he was the 7th. He wasn't the first guy off the
So what
bench.
I will tell you, you have an opportunity to kind of steal this one right here with 6.1. So
welcome back, Chris.
Look, yeah, this is a great opportunity to win a basketball game, guys. You can beat a very good new Philly squad here. We're up in the Priest Dental broadcast booth, and I'll tell you what, you're going to draw up something probably for Maddie Hoffman, right? Now, if you're Coach Cornell on the other side, you're saying let's not let Maddie Hoffman beat us. So you got CC Sturry probably as your second option as well, or you can go inside to Cam Cox.
Let's
but
not
we've
forget about
struggled
the Mamba.
Right, but we've struggled inside, and she has not shot the ball particularly well tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think you've got something nicely drawn up here. 6 seconds is a lot of time, and I'm going to be honest, I think they should put 2 more ticks on the clock.
Listen, I'm looking for the OCC Player of the Year, the Mamba, if it's me. If it's not there, you got Cameron Cox on the block. You got Madison Hoffman, who's going to trigger it in here, sideline out of bounds. .1 ticks. Everybody standing inside Arrow Arena.
Almost everybody. Here we go.
I am anyways. Madison Hoffman dribbles around right edge, and she puts it up. Doesn't get it to go. Cameron Cox knocks it out of bounds. Guess what, boys? 4 quarters of play, 32 minutes wasn't enough, Coach. We're going to OT.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, my. Well, look, you want some extra basketball, guys? We had a late start. It's 9:36 on a school night. Here we are.
I've been up for, since 1 a.m. Eastern.
I got to sit down and save a few pieces of energy right here.
Traveled about 5,700 miles today, Coach.
Listen, overtime.
Sounds fun, yeah.
Overtime, I will say, in a way, probably the favor or the arrow kind of swings towards New Philly because we're in a little bit more foul trouble.
I don't mind that
three
point.
with three.
Keep in mind, Reeson's got 3 fouls. Ellie Mason's got 3 fouls. That's really the end of their foul trouble. For us, we're already without Lauren Green. She's fouled out. Cece's got 4. Cameron Cox has got 3. Kennedy Lacey's got 3.
Zimmerman's got 3 as well for them, but 2 of those 3 are seniors,
Yes.
right? And so they should have a little more understanding of that situation and how that works.
But the Arrows have this crowd working for them tonight. Let's get the crowd, going crazy here, and let's get that energy turned on for these girls.
So after a slow second, a slow third, both teams scored 10 points. It was 27-27 at the end of 3. Now 37-37, end of 4. We go to overtime. Regulation wasn't enough. Going to jump in center circle is Ava Reeson, and she'll be opposed by the other 33, the other Alonzo Mourning, Cameron Cox for the Arrows. No, I'm
Kennedy.
wrong. That's going to be Tom Brady going to jump it up there, Kennedy Lacey.
4-minute overtime period. There we go.
Lacey and Reeson getting ready at center circle to jump it off. That ball is going to be controlled by the Quakers.
Reeson's been impressive tonight, 17 and double-digit rebounds.
That would be called an OCC first teamer if you're asking me.
Oh, 100%.
Uh-huh.
She's the best post player I think I've seen off our squad. In a great position, and as she traveled, good D by Cam Cox.
Okay,
Easy.
slow.
We got
roll.
1-on-4 here. Easy.
See, guys.
Yeah, and we
got bailed out right there. They call it travel on the Quakers. The Arrow's going to get the basketball.
That's a good call.
That's the right call.
She goes down and her feet come up. That's a travel.
Cam has to settle that down. And Grace Tobias and CeCe Story, the guards, need to go get that basketball from her in that situation and take charge.
Tobias Sturry, Lacey, Cox, and Hoffman on the floor for the Arrows. Starter Lauren Green is fouled out.
Triple team in there. And the first thing she does is put the ball on the ground. You got to recognize that and feel that on the backside.
We're forcing the ball here, gentlemen, as we've talked about here the last couple of possessions. Arrow's going to have to come up with a big defensive stand here.
Our inexperience and youth is showing a little bit tonight against a veteran team, but we're playing well. It's showing.
Again, New Philly, same offense, coach. They're content to throw it around beyond the arc until they get a shot they like.
There's another travel right there by New Philly, not called.
Good D.
Reeson, no good. Mamba.
3-on-1.
Madison Hoffman puts a shoulder down, doesn't get that one to
Back
go,
up,
but
back up.
Cameron Cox says, yep, right there, right spot, right time, off the glass, 2-point lead for Ashland, 2:42 to go.
Good hustle.
That's what we got to see the rest of the way from Cam. Fight through it. Atta girl.
Just about got lucky there with a travel call, but it didn't happen, trying to get a timeout, and they do. New Philly's player calls a timeout right beyond the half-court line. We'll keep it here, talk about it. New Philly now with 2 timeouts, the Arrows with 3. 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go here in OT, baby.
And you said it earlier, that's a senior making a veteran call right there, calling the timeout, knowing that her team's in trouble.
Yeah, they were in a tough spot. They had 2 timeouts because you add one back on going to overtime. A really smart decision over there. And look, they're a veteran team. We talked about it, but the Arrows with a 2-point lead now. Defensively, Coach Swartz, what are you thinking about here and who are you trying to stop? Because they're probably going to pound it inside to Ava
I would
Friesen.
think they're trying to get it inside.
Ava Reeson. I'm thinking of Kaylee Friesen. Ava Reeson.
I'm going man, but I want to make sure that my players know the help side defense needs to be there to help Cam Cox on that block down there.
Well, I think she's got to work harder to get around in front and then have some backside
we have to
help.
have that backside
Correct.
help.
They haven't thrown that lob successfully in because we haven't been able to get in the front.
Right.
They haven't had to.
You guys have talked about the home crowd getting into it. Student section is on my watch, Coach. It just said loud environment. Look at that. That hasn't happened all season long. That's really cool. You know exactly what this game means. Lacey, hand in the cookie jar, knocks it out of bounds. New Philly basketball.
That hasn't happened in a boys' game either.
I said it hadn't happened all year.
All right.
39-37. Ashland leads
lob.
the Quakers. That one's out of bounds, and that's a turnover. Back to Ashland. Big play and a big gift, courtesy of the Quakers. Madison Hoffman will trigger that one out right where that ball was taken out of bounds originally. Quakers might be having a little bit of it right down there.
Tighten up a little bit.
There you go. That's what I was looking
A lot
for.
of time left, Chris.
And we do the same thing.
Well, they doubled
turn it
her.
over.
They can't. And
Mama says I'll pick it.
how's that not a foul? How is that not a foul right in front of us? Great job by Coach Holt to use one of her timeouts right now. Saul Kennedy Lacey, who came through like a free safety, comes in, makes the interception, starts to fall down, and Coach Holt says, I got this. I call timeout.
Great move by Coach Holt there to call that timeout.
It's easy to get caught watching the game in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Not when you're the coach. You don't
No,
watch
it
your coach.
still is.
But, yeah.
It's still easy to get caught watching the game in that situation. A good job by Coach Holt.
17 points for Madison Hoffman to lead the Arrows. 17 points for Ava Reeson to lead the Quakers. 8 points for the Mamba. 8 points for Cameron Cox. It's been balanced scoring, but let's be honest there. Fortunately for Ashland, that massive first quarter by Madison Hoffman, coach, kind of kept the Arrows in it, gave a big lead, and then didn't play so well here until the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see us, kind of getting our momentum back a little bit here in this fourth or overtime period.
Momo is what BW likes to call it.
Big Mo. Big Mo.
Lacey
good
has the
switch there by
basketball.
Wells. So they're playing some really good defense right there. You got numbers.
Grace
in there.
Tobias off the glass! Yes! 2 more, 41-37 lead for the Arrows, and the crowd is absolutely engaged.
That took some chutzpah by Grace Tobias to take that shot and go to the hoop and put it up and in.
Where you're home for commentating in Hebrew language. Cam Cox,
Travel.
Reeson, that is a
Oh,
travel.
no!
Oh my word, what are you doing? I don't know about that call.
Well,
We're
I
gonna have
do.
to watch
I know about that call. That's a tough one. Tough one. And it's 4 on Cam.
I think everybody can sense the inflection. Arrows, let's not forget, still with a 4-point lead.
I don't think she was shooting there, though. He gave her 2 shots.
Yeah, well, they missed it twice.
Bonus. It's a bonus situation,
Okay,
guys.
I
It's an
apologize.
extension of
Thank
the fourth quarter.
Recent at the line, she had 17, make it 18. Cam Cox, as Brandon mentioned, now has 4 personals to go along with CC Sturry's 4 personals.
And Lauren Green on the bench fouled out.
That's right. So the Arrows starting to play a little bit short. Recent, a good player, gets both to go. 19 points for her now. Arrows just need to make sure we're not turning the basketball over. Take your time.
I got tipped. Oh, boy. Well, they're running an odd front zone right there. It's a 1-2-2 that's coming up really high, so you have to have a second guard up high.
Almost like a 3-2.
Yeah.
93 seconds to go. Arrows with a 2-point lead.
Oh,
Recent
don't
with the
gamble there,
basketball
Cam.
again.
Cam, you got 4 fouls. We need you in there.
Oh, good job by Cox getting a handle on it. But that goal is converted now. We're tied up 41-41.
No numbers here. That was out of control. Yeah, you got no numbers right there on that play, and you're just attacking the basket with reckless abandon. You got 2 timeouts. Maybe you call one there, but that's tough. You've also let, like you said earlier, Dave, you let them play and let them go at it.
Right, they've done it all year,
Yeah.
so that's kind of the thought process.
A lot of growth to be gleaned from this game if you're an Arrow, whether you're successful and win or you do not be successful. And Arrow's now down by 2, a 6-0 run here for New Philly. Mamba going to take it yet again to the rack.
Corner.
Has a corner
Hit it.
shot for Grace Tobias. That's
Short.
short.
Just short-armed it a little bit. Sometimes that happens. You get a little nervous on a tough shot right there. Now you got a foul. And Cam Cox is fouled out.
Boy, this game is turned on a dime, gentlemen.
Again, this is a great game. It's not over. A lot of time left here. Okay, a lot of time left. They're going to the line. We talk about how important free throws are in games like this where it's a tournament-style atmosphere. And right now, New Philly has done a better job tonight at the free throw line. And that's really been the difference.
Yeah, it has been the difference tonight. We talked about it. We've talked about it all the time. Free throws can make or break a game, and it's really hurt the Arrows tonight.
First one up and no good by Mason.
That's
the
big.
Arrows dodge a bullet. Still a 2-point game.
Single possession game right now. Got to box out. Somebody's got to get the shooter. You got to be talking here. Are you pinching down on the other side against Reeson? I am.
That ball is no good. Back tap. Lady McNamara in the right spot. CC Sturry has
that's
it.
a
Let's
foul.
slow down. And that
Well,
foul.
they had one to give. They had one to give. But, guys, on that last free throw, I don't want to nitpick, but you got a pinch on Reeson down there. That means both girls of the Arrows need to pinch down, and then on the other side, you solo box out, and then somebody gets the shooter. We didn't do that. We got lucky.
If it's me, I switch Madison and Kennedy on that other side.
But either way, we didn't do it. We didn't do it at all.
Arrows trail by 2. Mamba going to the goal. She puts it up. 43, 35 seconds to go.
No fouls. Make them earn it. Slide your feet.
Dangerously
Slide your feet.
close
Slide your feet.
And there's a timeout called by Coach Cornell. Last one, but a 10-second call was getting dangerously close.
Yeah, it was. It sure was.
43-43, 30 seconds to go in OT, gentlemen. And an OCC crown lies in wait.
Yeah, well, this is just a great game, guys. I'm happy to be here with you guys talking hoops. And again, there's no moral victories if you lose, right? Like, we don't get a trophy for second place, but you still have an opportunity to win the OCC outright, even if you don't win tonight. But I will tell you, you are in an environment that is something that we have not seen at Arrow Arena on the girls' side ever, really, in 30-plus years.
No, ever, I think.
Yeah, and so Coach Holt has these girls in a position to beat a really good team here.
Let's take care of business right here.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We need a stop, right? You got to come up with a defensive stop. You've got a couple that, you've got Cox and Green who fouled out. And so now who do you go to? Looks like Lainey McNamara is going to be the Sid Sud substitution.
Yep, she's going to check in. Joining her on the floor will be Hoffman, Tobias, Sturry, and Lacey. Again, a very small lineup. Your tallest player is Madison Hoffman at 5'8". You got a couple 5'4s out there, too.
And they're going to try to pound it in or lob it again to Reeson. And why not? She's got 19 points, and she's almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Gonna
Kennedy Lacey's with her on her right now.
Yeah, that's who I'd put. Ball triggered in. Under 30 seconds to go. Tie ball game.
Everybody should be standing up in the crowd. Come on, friends.
Yeah, well, I just did. Coach Holt employing her team. There's a moving screen. If it would have been late, it wasn't.
Slide your feet. You're not going to get that call with 20 seconds left in the ball game in overtime.
Worse calls. 14 seconds. Now we're down to 12.
No hands. Slide
down
our feet.
to 10.
They want to shoot it around 5, give themselves a chance at a stick back.
Aubrey Wells goes to the glass. No good. They're going to say a block is called. Wow. 4.1. No one inside Arrow Arena can believe it.
That's a tough call. I think it was the right one.
Cece's hurt.
She's down.
She's still down.
It was great help side for her to come over just a smidge late.
Just a bit late. I would agree with you, Brandon. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, and Cece's down, and
Courtney Turner coming out. The coaching staff for the Arrows coming out. She went down pretty good. I think she's writhing in pain there pretty good. I'm not certain what it is that's ailing her.
We don't want to speculate. Could be a variety of things. Now the Arrows are going to put in Josie Van Tilburg as the sub for Cece Story, and that's going to send the Quakers to the line. And now Cece has also fouled out. So regardless of the injury, she has fouled out from a strategic standpoint. So she's up and kind of trying to get her wits about her. That was quite a shot. Great job by Cece.
Cece jogs off. I think she might have just had the wind knocked out of her potentially as well, but the scene is this. There's 4.1. There's 43 points on the scoreboard for each squads. New Philly going to the rack. It's Aubrey Wells who's going to shoot 2.
And we have 2 timeouts left.
I was just thinking the same thing, Brandon. I think you're about in a spot where you call that timeout. Right now, with 4 seconds, you're not going to get an opportunity to get 2 of them in if you don't call one right now.
I disagree. I wait till after they shoot. I try to get the ball to half court. Then I call a timeout. Maybe I call it after. It just sort of depends.
Wells' first attempt is up, and it's nothing but nylon. Didn't touch any metal, and that is a 1-point lead for the Quakers, and Wells has 8 points.
After this free throw, I'm calling timeout. I'm pinching.
You got to box out better right here than you ever have in your entire life. Wells' second attempt is up, and that is converted. That's 2-point lead for New Philly with 4.1 to go. We'll keep it here.
So you got your timeout right now, right? And that's a wise call. You still have 1 left. Now you've got a couple of options. You only need a 2 to tie, a 3 to win, right? You're going to try to get the basketball up to half court, potentially with a pass with maybe one of your runners kind of making a run through and moving towards half court.
Agreed. Get it going. You've got 4 seconds
for another timeout. You don't have to launch something from half court.
I would agree with you there.
If you get your girl running back towards the front court, you have an opportunity to still get another timeout in if you need it, because you don't want to have to launch one from half court or three-quarter court.
Yeah, you do not want that long shot. But I agree. Get somebody running and let's move it quick down the floor. I don't think you have enough time to really get it across half court, get that timeout, and then really get something good set up.
I'd like to get it I'd like to set something up here where Grace Tobias catches the ball coming away from the inbounder, going towards the forecourt, and is trying to find Madison Hoffman off a screen.
Yep.
4.1 to go, boys. Ball out of bounds. The arrow's got to go the entire length of the floor. Reeson, likely. No, I thought they'd put Reeson on the ball. They're not going to do that. They're going to give the arrows a free entry in. Lady McNamara is going to trigger it. Here comes Lacey right up the center. She's got the basketball and throws an interception.
We're going to learn from that, guys. This is a tough one.
And this game is going to go to New Philadelphia. They are going to escape in overtime with a 45-43 win.
What a basketball game this was.
It's a terrific basketball game. You know, I say it all the time, Brandon, whether we're doing baseball or basketball, it doesn't matter. There's always learning opportunities. And you're a young team, as we've talked about, and you and I have kind of grown up with this team to a point, right? And watched them when, we lost 7 or 8 in a row last year, and then, they turned it around. They're going to be conference champions. Right now it's a and they got a chance to win it outright nonetheless. But the reality for these Arrows is they're getting better. They're getting better. And on the other side, it gives you a reality to say, hey, we had a 16-7 lead after the first quarter.
This one hurts. And it should hurt a little bit. It's okay.
I agree.
You're going to go into the locker room and there's going to be some tears.
For sure.
And that's okay, right? If there's not, then there's something wrong with you, right? You learn from this one. New Philly came in here, the veteran team. You had a great crowd. You had an opportunity, and you played pretty well. Honestly, this was a really good team. We had a few too many turnovers. Ultimately, I think it came down to taking care of the basketball and missing free throws. Because other than that, we went toe-to-toe with a really good team. Dave, I felt like, obviously that last play, one play never ends. It's never determined by one play, but we had an opportunity there. Still had another timeout. Well, if you catch it right there and you call another timeout, now you have it at the side out and you've got an opportunity to get a better look.
Yeah, and I didn't expect New Philly to give us the free inbound.
I don't think anyone
did.
So because the play we ran was based on what we expected to be a full court pressure.
Yes,
so
I agree.
That's why I think right there you get it to Kennedy, and maybe you call the timeout.
Yeah.
But look, they're going to learn from this. They're going to work on end-of-game situations maybe a little more. It's one of those things you work into practice every day or every week, depending on where you are in the season and when you throw those things into practice. I'm sure Coach Holt and company are proud of their girls, and they should be. It was a good game.
Should be, for
sure. They should absolutely be proud of them. And you guys heard me say it before, pressure's a privilege, and that's true. And if you're a competitor, who in the hell wants to play in a game when there's two teams that are 2-10, right? I mean, you want to be playing when you're 13-3 and 9-0 in your conference, going to look for a 10-0 OCC record and outright. And, losses happen, but it's how you respond. And I was saying this earlier, Brandon, last year we watched a lot of losses, and we talked all the time. How do you learn? How do you respond? And then they go on this big meteoric rise there middle of the season.
Yeah, and I think, and then they had a tough stretch towards the end. So my big concern coming out of a big emotional game like this where you lose is the letdown afterward. And so that's where Coach Holt has her work cut out for her, Dave and Chris. I think to go in and say, this isn't going to define our season, right? We've won 9 in a row coming into this ball game, and we have a lot more season left.
And, essentially, these Arrows turn around on Saturday and play Madison.
Good. I'm glad there's a short turnaround.
That is that's the win there.
Well,
you don't have to. I mean, there was a lot of hype.
Madison's not a walkover.
No. That's not what I mean by that. What I'm saying is there was a lot of pressure and hype put on this game.
Clincher.
But okay,
you still clinch it
done.
on Saturday.
There's nothing we can do about this one. So let's now focus on the one we can work.
So if I'm Coach Holt and company, so tomorrow, my plan is we're going to take a light shoot around and maybe just watch film. And maybe not even shoot around because you had some girls sick, you had some things. That's not an excuse by any means. I think maybe you just watch some film. You love them up, right? Yeah. You say, hey, great job. It's okay, right? Especially with a young team. You love them up and you say, we'll shoot around Saturday morning, and we'll get ready for Madison.
You do a couple walkthroughs maybe tomorrow, like to your point there.
Yeah, makes sense.
The Arrows fall to 13-4 and now 9-1 in the OCC. New Philly improves to 12-6 and 8-3 in the OCC. You heard Coach Schwartz say it earlier.
There it is again.
Oh man, Schmaury.
Gets
The
a brick.
reality is the Arrows still have a chance to outright clinch it on Saturday at Arrow Arena against Madison. That'll be a lot of work for you and me, my friend. That's a 2-gamer. Girls in the afternoon, boys in the evening.
Can't wait.
Me too. Come on back and join us on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network for that. For Dave Schwartz, Brandon Wells, I'm Chris Mowry. Take us home, BW.
We're going out of here, aren't we? God bless. Do we have a Truex player? We got nothing tonight. That's it.
Madison Hoffman.
God bless. Madison Hoffman, great game. Truex Printing Player of the Game, the Janny.com post-game show. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors out there. Thanks to Bill Harris. Thanks to Bo Lacey. We've got to get out of the air. We got to get home. It's 10 o'clock on a school night. God bless. Godspeed. Go Arrows.